Hi guys, before we start this, I want to just make sure that everyone can hear me in the chat. If you can hear me, just type in the chat. I can hear you okay. Anybody out there, as you guys are coming in, if you can hear me, please type in there that you can hear me okay. I want to make sure that you can hear me okay. John, can you say something too? See if you can hear John okay.
How's everyone doing tonight?
All right, guys, we're going to wait a couple minutes here, get some of these people into the room, and then we're going to start this. So if you are just coming on here, if you're able to hear me speaking, can you just type something in the chat and let me know that you're able to hear me? We just want to make sure the sound's right before we start this. So just type into the chat, let me know. Say, I can hear you okay. Can everybody hear me all right? I'm not seeing anything in the chat as of yet, so I don't know that you're hearing me okay. I'm going to say welcome, everyone.
Just in case it's an issue on your end, can anybody hear me?
Jimmy says he can hear us okay. All right, so we're going to start this off and get this webinar going. We have a lot of territory to cover. I think we've got like 40 slides or something to go through. So, guys, for those of you that don't know me, my name is John Bullard Sr., and I am the host. And welcome to another episode of ProSeller Talk. Today, my guests include Eric Hardwick and my son, John Bullard Jr. We're going to be talking about seller extensions, what they are, what they can do for you. Want to flip it, John? Eric Hardwick is a successful Amazon and eBay seller for the past 6 years. He turned $5K in capital into over $3 million in sales, and in 2015 alone received the top 25% of all Amazon Merchants Awards in all years selling on their platform. Family owned and operated, Eric runs a very diverse Amazon business and has a broad knowledge of all categories on Amazon. Turned his passion of creating jobs and helping people into a business of connecting Amazon sellers with a high-trained virtual assistant. This service can be found at trainedvas.com. Eric is going to try to pop on here a little later if he gets a chance. I do apologize. He's kind of stuck in traffic, so John's going to take the role of the leader here and kind of go through the presentation. We do have about 41 slides, so it is a huge presentation that we want to get out to you today. If you guys can hold your questions till the end or close to the end, that would be great. We promise to get to the questions as we get through this presentation. There's just a lot to cover. John Bullard Jr. John has 16 years of online selling experience, and his businesses have done millions of dollars in sales. John has experience in online retail arbitrage and developing new unique products and bringing them to online marketplaces. John's entrepreneurial spirit helped him start his own online business and made it possible for him to quit a full-time corporate job. John is very family-oriented, co-founding businesses with his parents and running his own retail business with his wife and children. John is a co-founder of MyInventoryTeam.com, which is a bulk inventory closeout business that sells inventory in small lots to resellers. He also co-founded MyFulfillmentTeam.com, which is a prepping and shipping service for Amazon and many other online retail businesses. He is also the founder of MMA. John and Eric combined forces and started creating extensions to basically make things easier for themselves as sellers, and recently decided to share some of their developments with the public. Thus, Selling Extensions was created. Guys, make sure you stay until the end. We have a chance for you to win something that John and Eric are giving away at the end of this presentation. So make sure you stay to the end so you get a chance to be able to get in on what they're giving away. At this point in time, I'm going to introduce John Bullard Jr. He's going to take over the presentation here. And John, go ahead.
Thanks, and thanks everyone for joining us tonight and taking time out of your day to learn a little with us. So one of the things we want to discuss tonight is, are you looking at all the data when you're making a buying decision? And are you checking stock levels when making a buying decision? Why do you need to check stock levels on Amazon listings? And the reason why you want to do that is to see how much stock your competition has. Just want to check, can everybody still hear me?
I would just continue, Junior, because I think because of the issue I've heard, Chris says I had to watch on YouTube, so I'll going over there. So they may not be able to answer you in the chat.
That's fine. I think it cut out. You can hear me okay right now?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I think my audio may have cut out for a minute. So let me start again here. So why should you care about your competition stock levels? A couple of reasons why is sellers with high quantity of products typically work on volume and low margins, and potentially will drive the price down on products if it's not moving fast enough. So typical race to the bottom. If your competition has low stock levels, you might decide to wait them out and go for higher margins. So knowing the stock levels of your competitors will allow you to be able to see that. And if you use a program like Jungle Scout, you can see the estimated monthly sales volume, and by checking your competition stock levels, decide if there is a room for you to share the buy box and sell through inventory if you buy the product, or if there's too much competition and inventory already on Amazon, you might just decide to pass on that. So there are two ways to do this. You can do it the hard way and spend your time adding each one of the competitors' products to your cart. You could empty your Amazon cart every time you have 999 items in it, just so you can check a seller's product. For those of you who may not be aware of what I'm talking about, you can actually just physically add your competitors' merchandise into your shopping cart, and as long as they've got less than 999 items available, you can see their stock levels that way. It's kind of a manual process. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a fun and effective Wednesday night, right? So this is the hard way. So stock check level easy way. And let's talk the benefits of stock check. This is an extension that we've created and we've used personally for a while, and we're just recently letting others use it. This allows you to quickly see individual seller stock for a product. And if we have time, we can do a quick demo at the end, kind of showing you live how this works. But basically what stock check does is, up here where it says bestseller, below that, this is the person in the buy box. This is the quantity they currently have in stock. And then these are other sellers on this front page here, and it shows the stock levels for each of them as well. So this kind of makes it really simple to quickly see what your competition has as far as stock levels. And then on the all offers page of a listing, you can quickly see the overall total inventory levels for that product, the entire amount of inventory for all the competitors. And here's a screenshot here. So as you can see here, it's telling you the total quantity available at the time of this screenshot. There was 6,788 items available for sale by all the sellers on Amazon for this particular product. We've also added this other feature here, showing the Amazon bestseller rank. Normally you can't see that on this page. You have to kind of flip back and forth to be able to see that data. So this gives you the ability to see, like we were just showing the total stock, that yesterday stock for a product, in this instance I think it was Pie Face, they had over 6,000 units of an item for sale. So let's say they had 800 yesterday, and today you check and they have 700 sold units over the last 4 hours. And it gives you the ability to quickly check private seller listings as well. If a private label seller has over 999 in stock, typically this could mean the item is a hot seller for that particular seller, and that's why they have so much inventory in stock. It also allows for hard data, not just estimates, and it saves a tremendous amount of time by not manually adding products to your cart. Gives you the ability to go onto your own listings for stuff that you're selling, and if you have variations, you easily can switch from one variation to another and see how much quantity you have available, so you know if you need to reorder or not. We have a feature called Show Lowest Offers, and it lets you see the lowest offer price by size and color for variation listings such as shoes and clothing, with one click of the button versus manually trying to find and filter to get to those results. And here's an example. So this option right up here where it says Show Lowest Offers is not normally something you would see on Amazon. You can go ahead and click on that, and it'll let you see flip opportunities potentially too. There's a feature on there that will show you the next lowest offer for each seller and how much quantity they have left. And usually on shoes, there are sometimes large gaps in the market, and you can quickly identify those gaps using our tool and save time and increase opportunity. And just this is an example of how you would use this tool. So again, here, this would show the stock level. And then right here, you normally would not see this option where it says next lowest price. So you can see this seller is the lowest for this size at $20.78. And then the next lowest seller is $24.99. Typically there can be even more of a gap here, and it might make sense to buy this item and then flip it back on Amazon. You also can use this Show Next button, which is normally not on an Amazon screen, and it'll go to the next lowest seller. So you can toggle through the whole list of available sellers for this size and color to see all of your competition. And in this instance down here, it says next lowest price is none. So once this person sells out of this one, you kind of can name your price at least probably this high. So we've talked a little bit about inventory levels. Another thing that we use to determine, what to buy, what not to buy, is we check product reviews. So let's talk about that here for a minute. So why should anyone care about product reviews? Well, let's cover a couple things here and show you why. So we've got this image here of red sandals as kind of a reminder. This is more of an Eric story, but I'll definitely cover it. So Eric's dad does a lot of retail arbitrage for him. And probably like a month ago, there's a really good sale on sandals. So his dad went and probably spent $120,000 on sandals within a 2-week period. And he did this before our tool was available, and he started getting sales, and he had noticed that the red sandals, he got different colors and different sizes. He noticed that the red sandals just weren't moving quite as fast as all the rest of them. So at this time we had our tool, but when they made the purchase, they hadn't had the tool. So he ran this listing through our tool, which we'll show you in a little bit. And basically he found out that the red sandals really weren't selling that well in comparison to all the colors for that listing. And we'll get into that a little bit more. The tool that we're about to show you also shows the size information. A lot of times the lower or higher size of shoes doesn't sell quite as fast as some of the medium range shoes. And again, we'll show you some examples of what I'm talking about here in just a moment. So I know it's kind of hard to visualize here until we open up the tool, which we will. So on the summary tab, you can quickly see the size and color review summary. You can sort by size and you can sort by color. And then I think I'm just going to open this up, and it's easier to explain by actually visually showing you this. On Amazon, we're going to search Saucony, and we'll kind of kill two birds with one stone here. So this is the show lowest offers. This is the tool right here, stock check. One thing that you can do, I know I'm kind of switching gear here, so sorry, I apologize. You can click on show lowest offers. And it's chugging away here.
Hey, John, not trying to interrupt you, but I couldn't see your screen. Maybe you got it now.
How about now?
Yeah, I can see the screen up now with the shoes. You're fine.
Okay, so let me just recap real quick in case the screen did cut out. So what I did is I clicked on show lowest offers, and it pops up all the lowest offers by size and color that are available, like we were talking about earlier. So in this instance, the lowest offer for size 10.5 gray, black, pink is $21.97. And then you can see here that the next lowest price is $39.95, and they have 146 in those brackets available for sale. And again, here you can see this person only has one. The rank is 78, and the total quantity showing on this page is, well, for this particular page is 228 items. And then you can click here on the show next. Things are going a little slow here. Let's see. There we go. So then you can see that the next offer after that 39 price is $68.95, and there's 148 available of those. And it also tells you that that's the last offer as far as sellers for this listing. So that kind of quickly shows you how you can use stock check. But let me backpedal here and show you how you can use Review Spy. So this is Review Spy right here. All you do is when you're on a page, you just click on it, and it's going to load all of the reviews that you would manually have to go through if you wanted to check. Like on this variation page for shoes, if you're not familiar with shoes, it gives you just one rank for all the different sizes and colors. You know, which size and color sells the best. this tool kind of makes that a lot easier to see. And I'll show you that here in just a moment once it fully loads. Okay, so it basically shows you here that this size and color is the most, well, there's two that is the same here, but they're bought more frequently at least and have more reviews left on them. So you can quickly see down the bottom here that the 5.5 blue, just doesn't sell as frequently as the 8.5 gray, black, pink. And then you also can sort by color. So you can see that the gray and the silver sell way more than any of the other variations. So maybe you want to go more heavy on those colors. And you also can sort by size. And you can see the 8.5 is the leader and the 12D is kind of at the bottom. So going back to the example that I was trying to explain with the Eric's purchase, if he had this tool, he would have saw when he went to color that the red was probably down here, only selling one versus the gray, black, pink. He probably would have bought a lot more of this variation than this one down here. And had he had this tool, even though his dad was in the store, his dad could have called him and had him just run this product real quick using this extension, and he probably would have saved $10,000 and diverted that money into a more popular size and color. So now that we've got this tool up, let me just show you some of the other features that we've got here. You can look at the reviews here, and you can sort them by rating or helpful votes. A lot of times we use this function for private label. So if you do a lot of private label and you like to make things better, there's a lot of opportunities on Amazon where there's best-selling products and it's reviews. So you kind of can, like for instance, click on rating and sort by 1 stars, and you can kind of see what the problems are that people are having with the product. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to make that product better than that seller, and maybe even get more of a premium for it because you're actually delivering to the customer what they want. Another thing that we kind of use on this tool is right here, this total reviews versus verified reviews. Now, you really can't tell anything from this, but with a private label product, you can. You can look at the total number of reviews versus verified. A lot of times if a private label seller is giving away a lot of product to get their product going at launch or to try and get it to rank for keywords, you may notice that there's a big difference in verified reviews versus total reviews. This might be 300 verified reviews versus 652 total reviews. That tells you that that seller's probably giving away a lot of product. And then you can use that to make a decision on, whether you think that product will be too competitive for you to get into that market. You also can export this table out. What we use this for sometimes is you can export it out and you can search for words like it doesn't or discount. Doesn't as far as like a feature, it doesn't do something, or just certain keywords like that. Discount, if you wanted to see how many people said they got it in exchange for a discount. Again, going back to giveaways for private label. That's just a couple of the ways that we use that feature. Then we've got the word analyzer here, which is kind of cool. You can look for different types of trends in the reviews. Like say you wanted to have a sequence of 3 words and you wanted to have it occur 3 times, at least 3 times throughout all the reviews. And then what you could do is hit go. And then in this instance, people actually like these shoes. They're saying, I love these shoes. You can see how many times those phrases occur. You also, and it won't happen very much in this particular instance because we're not talking about private label, but you could search your own phrase. You could put discount in here. And if there were any occurrences of discount, like someone got it in exchange for a discount, it would show the number of occurrences here. So it gives you a quick way to check based on people that have left reviews on how many of those reviews might have been giveaways. A couple other features that we've got here are product images. So if you're doing private label or you just do wholesale and you sell on multiple channels, maybe you don't have access to your images easily. If you click on this product images, it'll automatically download all of the images here on the left. And we'll just do it just to kind of show you. So then it makes it into a zip file, and then you can just open this up and use them elsewhere. Same with customer images. Again, if you're doing private label, sometimes you get reviewers who do really spectacular photos. You can just click on the customer images option right here, and it'll export out all your customer images. So if you're wanting to promote them in a different way, maybe your website or on a blog or wherever you're trying to do your external traffic. Same thing goes with video reviews. Sometimes you'll get reviewers who leave you a video review. If you click this button right here, it'll allow you to export out in one click all of your video reviews. Typically for these three options, if you wanted to do this, it would require you to like right click here and then go into the inspect. I'm on a Mac, so it's different for Windows. And then you'd have to go in here and try and find your product links. And it's not a fun thing to do. This feature makes it so that you just click the one button. And then lastly, for the Amazon reviews, there's also this search function. So say in a lot of these instances, we've been going to product pages, but say you don't want to go to a product page, you already know the ASIN of the product you want to do the search for. You've got a list of ASINs that you want to, do these searches for. Click on this search function right here, and then it'll allow you to, I'm just going to wait for this to load. It'll allow you to load in your ASIN here, and you can hit go, and it'll pull up all of the review data. Let me just go back here again. So we didn't cover how to manually do review research, but I'm sure most of you know how to do that. That would simply just be going here and clicking on the reviews and then just kind of going through here and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. You can see here like the size 7.5 gray. Normally without this tool, you'd have to go through and kind of just skim through this and look at all these different sizes and try and figure out what the data is trying to tell you, like how many of each size are selling. So you can kind of get to the screen that we just showed you with Review Spy that kind of breaks down the size and colors within a minute or two. Same thing with the 1 to 5. You can sort a little bit more now. Amazon's made a couple other changes recently, but with this tool, I mean, it just makes everything so much faster, saves you time, and everybody's time is valuable. Just a quick recap. So with the reviews tab, you can quickly see verified versus not verified. You can export the reviews and sort by rating. And you can export and search by like the examples that we covered, like discount or doesn't, to kind of see what kind of trends are going on within the reviews. And the word analyzer can help you quickly recognize word trends, like in exchange for a discount, or the product doesn't do something, and it allows an opportunity for you to potentially make the product even better if you're coming to market by looking at your competitors and seeing what they're lacking in. You can quickly grab your product images and your customer images, and quickly grab your customer review videos. And again, we mentioned the search function. So if you have a list of ASINs, you can also manually enter them in versus going to the page. Now, if we have any questions, I can go back and do some more demo stuff. I wanted to kind of get through the meat of stuff so that we'd have some time to do some Q&A if there was any.
Guys, do we have any questions at all? I'm not sure how many of you are actually on YouTube or how many of you actually still on Webinar Jam, but I posted in the chat that today YouTube made a change where some of the things in Webinar Jam's features that used to be able to have the chat, some of you will get it, some of you won't. Some of you will have to go to YouTube to be able to see the presentation there. If you do have any questions or anything like that, you can PM me on Facebook and I can try to get to them and get them to John so he can answer them that way. Again, I do apologize for any inconvenience that YouTube has done with these changes today, but if there aren't any questions and I can't see them in the chat, then John's just going to go over some of the examples to give you guys a better overview of what he's actually talking about and what these guys have actually created. The time that it's going to save you alone is huge compared to you being able to do this research manually. So if you do have any questions, please post them. Otherwise, he's going to do a few reviews here and go over them. And again, you can PM me on Facebook if you want. You can send it to John Bullard and PM John Bullard on Facebook, and I will look at that and see if we can get the questions answered that way. I know it's not the right way to do it, but unfortunately, this is the situation we're put into because this happened just today that YouTube made this change.
Do you have an example, or does anybody out there have an example of a product, maybe private label, just random? It could be mass market that a lot of people already know about as far as private label goes, where there maybe are a lot of competition already, so I'm not out in some niche products that I can throw in here, and I'll show an example of how you can use it for private label. I know we talked about it a little bit, but kind of seeing it in action is a little bit different. If nobody's got one, I'll try and think of one. I'm just gonna kind of put in like a baking mat. See if I get anything that comes up that looks like it might be private label. This one looks like it might be. It's a bad example though. Let's try this one. So for those of you that are familiar with private label, you kind of can see things of a private label product. It's only got one seller here. And then in these bullet points, it's kind of, there's a lot of information in each bullet point and it's fully filled out for the most part. It's kind of another common thing that you see with private label products. As you can see here, stock check is in full force here. It says 212 items in stock. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull the reviews here to see if there's anything that is of interest. And there's 200 something reviews, so it shouldn't take too long to pull this in. Obviously, if you've got thousands of reviews, it's going to take a little longer for it to pull in this data. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. If it's pulling in thousands of reviews, it's going to give you a lot more data to look at, especially for like the variation listings like shoes and clothing. Having more data like that is going to give you a a way better idea data-wise of what's actually selling the most versus not. If you've got only 50 reviews, those numbers can get pretty skewed real fast. So let's look here. If we look under the reviews and go to ratings, you kind of can see, again, what people are complaining about. And then you can see if any of this stuff is really relevant, if it's justified. And maybe there's an opportunity where you could make this baking mat better. There might be people that say they want it in a different color, they want it in a different size, something's made cheaply on it. All sorts of different things you can discover by just, pulling this data up. Again, you can go to the word analyzer and put stuff in. Sometimes just playing around with this and searching for different word variations, you can kind of see if there's common things that people don't like about it that will allow you to make it better if you decide that it's a market you want to get into. So that's really a good example of a private label and how you could use Review Spy for that. Are there any other questions out there, scenarios that you think we should cover?
Hey, John, Jimmy Bianchi wants you to do an example on a cocktail shaker.
A cocktail shaker?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that. Is there anything specifically on this page? If you want to just shout out the brand or a specific type that you want me to pull up and kind of go through?
He hasn't said anything. All he said was a cocktail shaker. He
Okay.
Hey, Jimmy, if you have a different type of brand or anything you're wanting him to research.
Well, I'm not going to click on the sponsored one up here because I don't want these people to get charged for it. But let me see here. This one looks like it may be a private label, so let me bring this one up. It's got a good amount of reviews, so there might be some good info there. Okay, so this is kind of one of those products that we were talking about earlier. As you can see down here, 199 of these in stock. You can see there's other sellers here, but I suspect that this is still going to be a private label product. These bullet points are kind of an indication. A lot of times you'll see money back guarantee for private label sellers. Let's look down here. A lot of times you'll see these coupon codes. This is just stuff that's taught in a lot of private label courses. Unfortunately, some of those courses make it so that you can easily identify people that are in those courses. And then down here, you can see the rank is 2133. So, I mean, rightfully so, they've got over 1,000 in stock because they're selling a good amount. Let's see here. Just a tidbit for those that may not know. It's kind of completely off topic, but just to give you some more value since you're taking your time to be on this call. If you click on this, and I'm not going to go into this right now, but if you click onto this seller, since they've got private label products, you could go into their store and see what other potential private label products that they have. I'm sure some of you already know that, but it's just another thing as far as research goes. You can kind of see what they're doing well, what they're not doing well. So let's go ahead and click on this review spy. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there. And there's 500 something reviews, so it's going to take a minute. But again, the amount of time it takes for this to load all this info versus you trying to manually do it, it saves a ton of time. So again, if we look at the reviews and then the ratings, and like this one says the strainer part fell off before first use. The strainer doesn't fit. You kind of can go through here, and this says the product we got was manufactured poorly, so maybe there's an opportunity here where you can make a better quality strainer. Maybe you have to offer it for a couple dollars more, but you may end up with a lot less negative reviews. This one again here, it's saying the top doesn't secure well, and you can use the analyzer here to also speed up this process a little bit. Sometimes it works well. In this instance, this is a private label, so you can see here in exchange for and then at a discount. So there's at least probably 105 of these that they've given away to try and get momentum on this product. So this word analyzer tool makes it really easy to kind of identify that. And if we go back here, like we had mentioned earlier, for private labels, we talked about shoes earlier, but private labels, it really stands out. Verified reviews 129 versus 511 total reviews. So normally this means that they're doing a pretty decent amount of giveaways. I didn't really look at the main front screen as far as what other people are doing. But based on the verified reviews versus total reviews, this is probably a pretty decent level competition to get into this market. It's not the most extreme as far as competition that I've seen, but you're definitely gonna have to do a little bit more than normal. If you're looking for a niche type of product, this is probably not it, based on my personal experience. Was there anything else in regards to this cocktail shaker that anybody wanted me to go over? I know it's a little difficult getting the questions in because of some of the changes that just recently happened.
Okay, guys, so this is going to be part of the questions and answers time. So after seeing the presentation and everything that these tools can offer and how much time saving they can be in your businesses, what kind of questions do you have for John that he can answer while we have him here on this webinar? Any kind of questions you have about these tools? I mean, anything that you're not understanding, this is the time to ask the questions, and we'll get these questions answered for you. So if you guys have any of those questions, can you please post them now so that we can go over those questions with you?
And I know I probably went a little fast through some of this stuff. So if there's anything that anyone wants to see me do again, I can do another demonstration. Or if you have any questions based on the questions that have already been asked, you want me to elaborate further on anything, just let us know here. Any feedback coming through? Are you seeing any questions coming through that anybody has?
Yeah, I do have one here, John. I'm going to read it to you. It's pretty long by Miguel. It looks like he says this application needs to allow users to collect reviews in a given period of time. Without it can do a lot of harm. Let's say a product of 1,000 days sold initially much of the red variation and collected 300 reviews for the color, but the blue was not that interested and only had 50 reviews. But we all know fashions change all the time, and now the blue is the best selling and has compiled 20 reviews in the last 30 days, while the red only has 5 reviews. When we run the application, it's going to show red variation has 305, while blue only 70 reviews. Mistakenly, we would buy many red and little.
I get what he's saying. Yeah, we've had some feedback on that already, and we're actually in the process of.
All right, let me mute myself.
Okay. Had some feedback in regards to showing the dates, and it makes total sense. And we are working on the next update that we have for Review Spy. We'll have that included in it. It's not that complex of something to add. And we've had a good amount of demand for it, so it will be added here shortly. We're doing our best to get that added as quickly as we can.
I don't know if that all got out to Miguel, but can you just repeat that, John, for Miguel, so that he can understand what you just said?
Sure. So basically, based on your feedback as far as having the dates in the reviews so you can sort by date and have even more data, we've had several people request that, and it is something that we are putting into our updates. The next update that we have will have that in that, but they're currently working on it. And once we have that available, we'll be pushing that out to everybody. Any other questions?
Miguel said, okay, great, thanks. We guys, any more questions we have at this time?
Want to kind of just randomly look to see who's on the chat and kind of just randomly pick somebody. They can email us and we'll give them a copy of Stock Check and Review Spy for being on the call tonight.
All right, let me go in there and take a look at. All right, let me go in there and take a look at that and see who we have in the chat.
That's fine. So if anybody is interested in finding out more about the tools that we're talking about, you can visit sellerextensions.com. If you have any questions after this is over, maybe you think of something an hour from now, you can email me at sellerextensions@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, I'm going to go in the chat now and I'm going to take a look to see who we have in there, and we're going to pick a winner.
Just randomly, just point and find somebody. And if you are picked, again, you want to email sellerextensions@gmail.com, and we will go ahead and get you access to Stock Check and Review Spy.
Okay, so basically what I'm doing is putting these names into like a little bowl. I'm going to reach in and I'm going to pull out a name here. Just give me a couple seconds. I just got to finish putting these names in here so I get them all in here.
And if by chance you already are a user of our extensions, we will refund your purchase.
Okay, so I've got them all in here in this little bowl. I'm not looking. I'm putting my hands in there and I'm picking one, and I come out with the name Chris. I don't know Chris's last name because it just says Chris, but Chris, you are the winner of the giveaway that they are giving away tonight. John, you want to explain to them how they can get that?
Again, you'd want to contact Seller Extensions, which is on the screen here, at gmail.com. And just say that you were on this. We know that we're looking for a Chris, and we will get you a copy of both Stock Check and Review Spy.
And again, guys, if you're interested in getting a hold of these extensions that are brand new to the market, we've had nothing but rave reviews that I've seen from these tools, from the people that are out there using them. I have my own moderators from MIT that are using these things and have nothing but rave reviews to say about them. They love the tools. If it's something that you're looking at wanting to get to add these to your own businesses, then you can go to sellerextensions.com and then find out the information on them. And again, these are time savers. They're going to help you with your business and help take away a lot of that time that you spend doing research, where now these tools at a click of a button can get you the information that you want very quickly. Again, these are exciting new tools. John and Eric are continuing to make more tools as they go forward here. I mean, they have some other things down in the pipeline that they're already working on. We're not going to announce what those are, but I know that there's more tools that they are coming up with. I don't know if, John, if you want to give them a little tidbit of what that is, or if you just want to kind of just say stay tuned and watch for what we have coming up in the near future.
Yeah, I definitely would say at this point we're still in the stay tuned. We've got some stuff in the work, but it's not quite there yet. As soon as it gets closer, we'll definitely be letting everybody know of what we've got, and hopefully the stuff that we're coming out with will help you with your businesses as much as we know it's helping us in ours.
Any more last questions, guys, before we let John go and we call it a night here?
And like I said earlier, if you think of a question an hour from now, a day from now, feel free to email us. We definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your night to join us and learn a little bit here.
And remember, guys, if you didn't get to watch this whole thing, or if it went by too fast for you and you need to review it better, that you can do it on your leisure, because the replay will be up in a matter of a couple hours. You'll have the replay up, so you can take and look at it again at your own leisure and see what the offer was. Tools can do for your own business. And I do apologize lastly for Eric Hardwick. He did get stuck in traffic. He wasn't anticipating that. He thought he would be here for this, but unfortunately sometimes life happens and you can't control the things that are out of your control. I do appreciate you all coming here tonight to be on this episode of ProSeller Talk. And I want to thank you, because I do know that you have other options out there that you could be listening to and other things you could be doing. And you chose the time to stay here and listen to this presentation and want to help grow your businesses. So we do appreciate everything that you have to, everything that you make it so that you were able to be here and listen to this. And again, thanks, guys. And I will see you tomorrow night on ProSeller Talk. Tomorrow night, I have another episode with Barbara Dragsga. She is the Deal Diva. You don't want to miss that one. She has a special offer that she's going to be offering to you guys too. This lady knows her auctions and knows how to help you be able to work auctions. So if you're interested in that type of thing, don't miss another episode of ProSeller Talk tomorrow night, again at 8 Eastern time with Barbara. Thanks, guys, and I hope you guys have a blessed night. Take care.
Thanks again.